is if we get all these guys, we can then go colonial industry, which adds civilian factories in all the colonial places we've done. What I don't remember, even though I talked about how Algerian France is sort of considered metropolitan France, I don't... Yeah, it must count as this. I think Algerian France counts as both. So then, do we go devalue the franc and develop the metropole, invest in metropolitan France, and invest in Algerian France to get the biggest bang out of our industrial expansion buck, then get this? But now we're talking about, 5 things, a full year, before we start going down the political tree, which means before we start the counter. That's sort of where I am. I feel like we may want to start going down to the right first, just to start the Revise the Constitution timer. Research is for stupid and weak people who have no king. There you go, I like it. We need a king more than we need research. France was really quite internally busted at this time. Really, France, ever since the initial revolution, has been really politically messed up. At the time of the start of this game, it's in the Third Republic, so there was, the revolution, which led to the First Republic, and then there was, back to monarchy, back to republic, back to monarchy, back to, different things like that. It's like, oh, that's the Second French Empire. Oh, no, we're a republic again. Oh, even when we are a republic, the government doesn't last. You go through, 2 different cabinets every year, basically. It was such chaos. So the only way to properly stabilize this country, get rid of all this democracy bullcrap. We need a strong king. That's what we're going to do. Done. All right, we can unpause. So espionage is a big part of La Resistance here, as we spent a half an hour before unpausing the game. Pretty standard. I think we're going to delay starting our first intelligence agency, because what it does, it ties up 5 commercial factories, civilian factories, for 30 days. And we may want to kick that starter economy a little bit more before that, especially if we're not going down the left-hand route. So I think we're going to delay the intelligence stuff. Hopefully that doesn't come and bite us in the butt. We'll see. I believe there are 5 days in France with 3 different prime ministers. Wow. Want the Division de Cavalerie to be named after you? Okay, we'll do some renaming. We'll do some renaming when we start spending some XP. How's that? What's the shield in the middle of our country? Well, that's an excellent question. You don't see it here, right? You see it now. That's because this is our intelligence map mode, which also happens when we pop this open. So this represents our level of counterintelligence, which is 0 right now, because we have no spies. We have no spy, we have no intelligence agency, no spy agency, and we have no spies. If we did, we could have one defensively positioned to give us some counterintelligence. Also, if we develop a espionage or intelligence agency, we can develop a sort of a passive counterintelligence organization. So that's what that is over there. I need soda. This is your intelligence. We need a monarch. I suppose we get our fleets together. I'm just going to get them all moved in the same place. We're not going to deploy our navy right now. Well, we don't even have fuel. We're going to send you over here. Excellent. Now, with our troops, what we're going to do, maybe it's not the right time to do it because we have no equipment, but no, we're going to need a little bit of XP to redo some things. We're going to start doing some training on our troops. One of the things that has been added to this 1.9 patch, which is just gorgeous. I think it's new in this patch. I don't think it was there before. Daniel mentioned on Paradox streams. The exercise button, right? So if you hit this button, all your troops start to exercise. They gain XP. They also generate some army experience for you, so they level up. Now, once they reach regular, they can't get any more personal experience points for exercising, but they do generate the army XP. Well, now what you can do is you can hold shift-click on here. It'll exercise everyone except people who are already regular. And the ones who are exercising, once they hit regular, they will stop exercising. So it's a really good way to just be able to simply get everyone to regular without over-exercising anyone. Because, of course, when you exercise, it's, 6% attrition? So you're consuming equipment. I mean, they're firing bullets and things like that, as part of their training. So yeah, that's a really nice button. You may still want to use the other mode when you're exercising for the purpose of generating army experience for, redoing your divisions or whatever. But if you're just interested in getting the division experience up to regular, there you go. Charles de Gaulle falls ill. Well, that was short. I mean, he's not dead, but still. Whew. Yeah, big quality of life improvement. That's really nice. The other thing that's new is at the top of the decisions here, for the entire category, you can toggle them on and off, which is very nifty. For example, political actions, I'm probably going to disable all these. We probably will need to do improved worker conditions because we have only 49% stability And spoiler, it's going to go down a little, especially if we start an offensive war, for example. We are going to want, when we get an opportunity, to give refuge to German and Italian scientists, because that will give us a permanent research boost. Or, well, while active, but yeah, it's going to give us a research boost, but drop our stability still. I think that's going to be worthwhile. I think with the naval treaties, we're just gonna let it go. I mean, eventually the war will start and things. If we decide we need to go and build our own battleships, like more battleships, then maybe we can repeal this. But honestly, if we take a look at our queue, we already have 2 battleships in our queue over here. I think they're battleships. I mean, they're definitely capital ships anyway. Dunkirk, is it? Yeah, Richelieu over here. Oh, the Dunkirk is probably a heavy cruiser. Okay, so 1 heavy cruiser, 1 battleship. So we have another battleship, which is over the limit allowed by the treaty, but it's already in the queue, so it's fine. I guess I would have known it's not a battleship because... Oh, no, there was not 2 lines. Never mind. So I don't think we have to pull out of the treaty. That's going to be okay. And what we might do, because we learned like the potency of light cruisers in our Italy campaign, we might still go and work on spamming out quite a lot of that. Or just a bunch of subs, which we know are super good. We'll see. I don't know exactly what our naval doctrine is going to be. One of the big question marks is mostly going to be, what's the situation with Great Britain, with the United Kingdom? We'll have to see where they go and what do we decide to do with it. All right, revive the national bloc, so we're going to utilize the leagues now. Better in peace this game, maybe. The other thing is maybe actually researching anti-tank. That could be something. All right, revisits their colonial policy. Good for them. Let's go up to speed 5 for a bit. Unknown focus. Normally at this stage of the game, we'd be able to get some information, but no, now you really do need to spy. The intel ledger is big too. Like, no, you don't get an automatic sort of, well, you get a bit of an idea maybe about some of their stats, right? The division numbers. But there's so much more information you get with the intel now, including if you get your intel high enough, you can see a count of all their division types, and from this screen, I think, be able to look at how their divisions are composed, which means you might be able to see, okay, exactly how much armor do their armor divisions have? So how much piercing do I need to design my divisions for? So good. I can also confirm the AI will definitely do nasty things to you with intel, with their operations. Okay, electronic mechanical engineering is done. We're going to go to mechanical computing next for just an extra research speed boost. Easy decision. Oh yeah, we could exercise these as well. I mean, their level's not as important, but we could squeeze a little bit more XP out of it. Sure, why not? Let's give you a level 2 field marshal over here. And then, yeah, we'll go ahead and exercise the colonial divisions. Done. It will use a little bit of equipment, which we don't have, but we also don't have much in the way of manpower, so we'd kind of like people to be trained up. All right, we've got a timed event for the London Naval Treaty. We're just going to let it go. It's going to be okay. If someone else pulls out, then it's going to raise limits anyway, and yeah, eventually go away. Did they increase the research speed buff for those text? 4% seems higher. No, I think 4% is what the first one was. Yes, we can grow rubber plants in Madagascar. Get some more rubber. So this will add 8 production of rubber in Madagascar. Huge! It will tie up some civilian factories for a little bit, but I think that's worth it. Because first of all, if we have 8 rubber, that's a good number for trading. So we could get maybe, you know, long-term civilian factories from that. And long term, we'll be happy for the production. All right, Naval Treaty has been re-signed. Research is done. We've also got an event here. Election. Public demands rearmament. The ongoing war approaching our borders has loomed over the upcoming election. The ongoing war approaching our borders? What war? I mean, unless you mean upcoming war. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Many voters being concerned France is not prepared for being thrown into this conflict or whatever may arise from it. They demand we increase our precautions and ensure that our nation is ready for war. While the majority still support Parti Radical, which is, I believe, our current political party. Yes, indeed. Radical liberals. They demand we increase our precautions and ensure the nation is ready for war. Majority support. We may lose them to more radical elements if we don't alleviate their apprehension. So we can say the people have a right to feel safe. So we could change our economy laws to early mobilization right away. I don't think I got this pop-up before. This is awesome. Yeah, and some war support. Or we can say no and lose stability. Yeah, let's get a free law change to early mobilization. Because right now, 30% of our, well, not 30%. Right now it's more than that. What is it? 35%. So this is going to bring to 30% of our factories have to use for consumer goods, which is going to be really good. So yeah. I think this is supposed to be a 1939 event. That's what I'm wondering too. Now, maybe because I didn't reboot after playing. Okay, done. That's going to be okay. I don't know. I'm just happy it came up. Okay, we need to pick our industry path over here. So either concentrated industry or dispersed industry. Concentrated gives you a little bit more direct factory output. Dispersed still gives you some. One of the big things with dispersed is it does increase the production efficiency retention and the base amount. So if you start a new production line, it'll start at 5% right away. And also if you switch from like Fighter 1 to Fighter 2s or something like that, then we're going to retain more of it over, which is really, really quite handy. We didn't use it in Italy campaign because our cap was lower, so I wasn't sure exactly how that would interact because we were on elite difficulty. But here I think it's going to be good. Plus, it's probably a good chance we're going to get bombed by the Germans, especially since air superiority is harder to attain now in 1.9. They made a change. So it used to be number of fighters would add like the square of their number to sort of the air superiority calculation. So mostly just by having way more planes, well, not even way more, just by having some more planes than your opponent, you're almost certainly going to get like full air superiority. Now it goes up linearly. So having more planes is still, is it the square? Yeah, it's the square, not the square root. So yeah, I'm getting it right. So now it's linear. So having more planes is still going to increase your air superiority, but not like, you're not going to go Super Saiyan with it. So quality of planes, doctrines, these sorts of things will matter a lot more, which means it's going to be harder to just sort of blindly get air superiority. The other thing as well is it used to be basically whoever had just 1% more air superiority in the area, their troops would get a big boost on the ground and the opponents would get penalties. Now it scales based on how much more. So just having a little bit more superiority isn't going to cause you to have a massive uncontrollable edge on the ground. So I think it overall will make things a little snowballing. I think that's a good thing. All right, we're going to go to the Council of Rambouillet. With the country in turmoil, the people look for a strong leader. It's been clear that republicanism has failed the French people, and it is time for the natural rulers of France to return. But first, the groundwork must be laid for the restoration of monarchy. So it's another 70 days, increase the popularity of non-aligned. Council of Ratatouille. Steady as she goes for the Brits. I don't know which one that is. Steady as she goes over here. Goal of defense, this is as opposed to what? Oh, a change in course, right. So I don't think we're going to get fascist, well, we're clearly not going to get fascist UK here. Are they sort of locked in on the Democratic ally side at this point? I think so, right? Yeah, okay. So it's good, because we need to be a little bit aware of that. Yeah, the Germans, we still got nothing. Maybe we should recruit a spy and throw it in there, just so we can keep an eye on their ideas. But they're not going to do anything. They're not going to make any national focuses that are going to be very transformative right now. The UK, a little bit. I'm happy we've got more intel. The Germans, really, what we want something for when they might start a war. But they're not going to start a war yet. So we'll wait a little bit more, just because... I mean, it's only for 30 days to start the intelligence agency. And even then, I don't know if when we start it, we get a spy. We may not want to send the spy to foreign territory yet, because if he gets captured, we won't have the ability to rescue them, because we need another agent for that. So we may just want to keep them defensive anyway. Construction 1 is done. All right. Midway through 36. We got this. Don't want to start on the 37 construction yet. We are definitely going to have to get, like, the more oil refining here. Oh, which reminds me, I need to make a few other tweaks, but anyway. We'll come back in a second. We will want this, but we don't want to do this. We probably will need to unlock the synthetic oil, but not quite yet. We do have a few trading partners for a few things like rubber and oil. Maybe not, probably not good, like, sustainable thing long term, but it's too early for us to build this. We could research radio right now, but I think we can afford to wait a little bit on that. I would love to start researching doctrines, and we're going to talk about which doctrine we might want to go. Superior firepower has been nerfed a little in 1.9. It's still very good, but it's less stupid good. I think this, for example, and one other, I think they used to give you like a 20% soft attack boost. Now it's only 10%. I think it still goes to show you how strong superior firepower was, and despite the fact that this got cut in half, this is still a really good tree. It's just less stupid good. It's just normal good now. So that's a good thing. We got a couple of contributions to the Wine and Baguette Fund. Le Vin et Baguette. We got the Snoopy the Red Baron. We need you as an ace pilot. I don't think we can rename aces. Oh, that would be so good if we could, though. Have $1 for every year-old that will be on Tuesday. Well, happy birthday to you indeed. Also love Hearts of Iron 4. Got into it because of your videos. Long live the new French king, Quill18. Thank you very much, Snoopy. And Sir Linder. It has been a long time, Sir Linder. That's amazing. I'm happy to see you again. I still remember when I ran into you at the fan meet. I was like, oh my god, Sir Linder.
It's whiskey and
Banana Cabana says, Viva Maastricht. So unfortunately, I don't think the Maastricht Kingdom exists in non-Kaiserreich, but maybe we can form it. I don't know. Right, so what I was going to show off is the research times. Guys, if we want to research the next step in Grand Battle Plan, which we're not probably going to do, it's only going to take us, like, nearly 1,200 days. What? Why so long? Well, we have, Victors of the Great War over here. So, which gives us a huge penalty to recruitable population, a penalty to war support, and a 75% penalty to land doctrine research speed. We are not researching land doctrines until Victor of the Great War is gone. Which sucks, because normally you want to start that, but we can't because, oof. Big oofs. Big oofs. I think what we may want to do is unlock some more support companies we want to use. We are absolutely going to need field hospitals. Manpower is going to be a big problem for us through, well, probably the entirety of the game. So we're going to want field hospitals. We may be able to hold off on logistics companies because most likely our first set of fighting is going to be fairly localized in Western Europe. We don't need to ship any resources overseas or anything like that. I think our supply situation is going to be okay for a bit. I will want logistics companies on our divisions at some point, especially as we just get more divisions. So even in European places, especially when we're not defensive, when we're attacking and we're in other people's territory and we're doing battles, so infrastructure is being destroyed, and we just have huge numbers of people, we'll need logistics maybe at that point, but we don't need to rush it ASAP. But I think we're going to want the hospital divisions before any fighting starts. If you make the EU and Hoi 4 in our monarchy, it will be named Unified Kingdom of Europe. Will it? That would be awesome. Maybe War Siam early for all the rubber forever. Well, and then here's the thing. Okay, well, while we're democratic, we can't really, I can't, justify. We need 100% world tension. And we can only justify against someone who's generated world tension themselves. Once we become non-aligned, it's still not like fascist and communist. There's still not a free hand to justify. Is non-aligned... You need some percentage, but I don't know what. We'll find out when we get there. But I'm mostly interested probably in going through the tree here, the focus tree, to get a kind of a feel for the story that it tells us, more than, going out of the box and just starting some things. Non-aligned is 50. Okay. Wasn't sure it was 50 or 75, but I was thinking it was 75 was from our Kaiserreich game as China. We needed 75 for that. I don't think the non-aligned is high, but it's still higher than... I think the fascists can do it at 0. Can the communists do it at 0? I think they can do it at 0, but it's slow and expensive until the world tension goes up, then it gets cheaper and faster, right? I think so. Oh yeah, there's filter buttons on the focus tree now too. So it's like, show me everything related to research. Ah, ooh, there's some stuff over here for research. Right, boat research, air research. Oh, that's not actually lit. Oh, is this what I'm working on right now? That's why that's lit that way. There you go. Research bonuses and things. Oh, that's really cool. What about things that boost industry? Ooh! Yeah, I love it. War sports at 15%, which means we can start the rearmament plan. But that means not developing politics. That means not develop industry. It's a good national focus tree when it feels like at any given point there's 5 different and completely unrelated things you want to pursue. Even if it's just 2, I want this and I want this. Oh my god, I can't decide between the 2. That's a good design. When there's an obvious sort of well, clearly you have to go here. It's like, no, that's got to be redone, rethought. Communists do it at 0, okay. But I think I'm right that the communists justify it's slow and expensive at 0 and becomes really cheap and fast at 100%. Or maybe that's a fascist thing. I don't know. It's probably both. Yes, Dynalon. So first of all, today is the embargo lifting date for everyone. Lots of YouTubers and stuff like that have posted a video today. It is the embargo day for that, and specifically this is a sponsored stream, so I'm definitely allowed to do it because I'm actually getting paid to do it. Alright, the Council of Rambouillet is done, which increases our support for non-aligned. Also, the remilitarization of the Rhineland has started. We are not going to start the war with Germany quite yet. Although, wouldn't it be funny if we did? I mean, there's not much in the way of German troops on the border. We're not going to do it. Because that's an all or nothing. Either it works and it's cheesy and we just, like, basically won the whole game right away. Or we're just going to lose outright and it's like, you're required to do it, do it. What? You're not allowed to not do it? What? You people are crazy. Alright, fine. Hold on. Before I hit the button.
Attention.
Why do I listen to you people? There's no way this is a good idea. Ugh. Here, let's just, if we're gonna be like really YOLO.
Écoutez.
You can't enter province. Oh, is it because of the remilitarization? Isn't that Shift X for a spearhead?
Écoutez.
Oh. Why can't... Oh, can you not draw a spearhead when you've got a, an army group plan? Yeah, okay, I could see why that might be. You have to, for the Empire. You people are... The peer pressure from Twitch chat. Someone's got to do a PSA about this. An after-school special. This is an act of war! Rally the British to our side! Go!
Pareil.
Well, the war hasn't actually started yet, but it will.
Attention.
Want it? Britain supports us. France and Britain mobilize. If war breaks out, I guess they could still say no. We'll suffer civil war due to our disjointed government. Oh, Christ! Why would we do this? This is why I saved. Oh, Rhineland remains demilitarized. We should have known they would not let them... We would not let them... Whatever. Words. Okay. So there's no war. We just stood up to Germany.
Attention.
Everything's fine.
Pareil.
Never make me do that again! That was terrifying.
Écoutez.
Yeah, let's just reset our lines here. Wow. I don't know what that means for Germany. All right. I think it's a really low percentage chance for this to not go any worse, but okay. So we have negative political power right now, but sure. We need to revise the Constitution. We need to start that weekly stability ticking. You sure that doesn't kill the German tree? I don't think it does. I think they have to start, where is it? Rhineland. I think they have to do this, but I don't think they have to have, like, they have to have completed the idea, but I think yes or no, they're still going to be able to do the rest of it. No. Does not have national spirit. Rhineland challenge met. I don't know. This never happened before. Rhineland challenge met. They can't Anschluss. Guys, I'm super good at this game. I know Twitch didn't want me to say yes there, but I took the opposite direction because I knew more than you guys did that obviously this was the correct play. Love it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my planes together. Oops. I'm gonna grab all the planes that aren't on a carrier. I'm just gonna get them in the same location. Make it a little simpler. Go to the airport over here, except one of these is naval bombers. Right here. The flotille. So I'm just gonna grab you. And I'll just put you back here and... I mean, you can give you commands. If we're not at war, you're not gonna use any fuel. You use a little fuel moving around, that's it. So I'm not importing any fuel right now. It would be nice to stockpile some. But I'm gonna try to hold off because importing fuel... or importing oil means fewer factories to, well, build more factories. The thing is time so they can still do it. Oh, are you saying the challenge will go away? Oh, it's gonna go away on the 30th of January. I see. Okay. So it might slow them down, but they're not cut off. Okay. Cool. Well, cool-ish. It would be weird if it was, like, permanently, like, they can't go in there for the rest of the game. Wait, hold on, what? Who? Huh? Alright, I guess if Britain said no, then probably Germany would be like, YOLO! Let's do it. Still planning something over here. We gotta take those low countries. So revise the constitution. After that, 365 days before we can bring back a monarch. But then that gives us a chance to work on some of our industry. Belgium must fall. Quill shall reign supreme. There will be glory. Must spy on the Germans. They cannot be trusted. That's certainly the hope. The buttons up here. So we're running no mods whatsoever. This is part of the new update. So, I mean, they needed a new button for the intelligence agency. So they redid all the buttons, which is interesting. And I didn't check. I didn't see in any sort of dev diary what the reasoning was for, like, new art on the buttons. There's probably something. I think I prefer the old style. I mean, it's jarring because I'm so used to the old one at this point. So now, like, right now, I'm not in a position to be able to really determine which one I like more. Right now, it's just like, it's different. It's shocking. What? They do feel a little, like, big. So I don't know. But yeah, we need a new button. A new bouton. Why do people always dislike change so much? It's weird because simultaneously people don't want change and also want everything different and fixed and, you know, updated. Further northern France would be there. Yes, it's just northeast France. And then northeast France's beach. Okay, let's go to speed 5. Soviets, Germany, we don't know yet. Towards Dominion independence. Interesting. They're going to increase the autonomy of all their Dominion holdings. All right. Mechanical computing is done. All right, we're still in 36. I don't want to start on the 37 tech yet. So same thing here. I think we do probably want to research our 1936 fighter as quickly as possible. You think? You think? We're currently not training any divisions. We will want to start training some, but the fact of the matter is we don't have enough equipment to train anything new anyway. Like, we could throw something in the queue, but it wouldn't get built right now. So we're going to wait for a little bit until we got caught up. Dispersed industry is in. That's going to be a nice boost to our production. And then we're ready for, you know, when 37 comes, we'll be ready to start the next tier of construction tech. So yeah, I'm going to be happy about this. We could even start on an air doctrine because it's only the land doctrine that we have the 75% malice to. We may do this in a sec. I don't think I'm going to research anything naval-wise right now. The French Navy is not bad. Challenging Italy in the Mediterranean just by ourselves would probably be challenging. It depends maybe on how many, like, naval bombers we can bring. If the British Navy were in the Mediterranean with us, then we'd be able to just wipe out the Italian Navy pretty easily. But otherwise, we might be in a little bit of a difficult thing. But I don't think we can spare sort of much in the way of production for anything else. Let's see, what else can we do? We're not doing land doctrines because we got the huge penalty. Oh, artillery. We're going to go ahead and get the interwar artillery upgrade. We'll have to decide if we're researching anti-tanks or not. We may have to. Or we do like a heavy tank destroyer, perhaps. All right, revise the Constitution is done. So if we look over here, the next thing we need to do is repeal the law of exile. But right now we have constitutional revision currently running, so we can't continue this right now. On the bright side, this is going to boost our stability by a few bits, right? So 52 weeks in a year. So 20, or no, I was doing a 0.5%. What's 20? I don't know, some amount of extra stability. Well, every 5 weeks is a point. So 10 times that. Okay, so about 10%-ish. 10.4, there you go. Are we restoring the Empire? Yeah, we're going to go proclaim the Third Empire. Is what we're going to do. And then we're going to have our Waterloo. Now, we could ban communism, which would remove a national spirit of political violence. The national spirit of political violence does not do anything... Where is it? I should go through all these ideas. Actually, yeah, let's do that. First, we have signed the London Naval Treaty, so it limits the size of our ships we can build. Okay, whatever. Victors of the Great War we looked at, so we can't recruit as many people, we have less support, and we have bad research for land doctrines. Disjointed government. It eats tons of our political power, hurts our stability, and our surrender limit is 50% lower. This is one of the reasons it can be really easy to capitulate France early on. I haven't, independently of our Let's Play as Italy, I played a personal game as Italy, and it turns out you can basically just justify on France right from the start of the game. As Italy, do a little naval invasion behind this line to cut these guys off, rush straight to Paris, they capitulate basically immediately because of the massively low surrender limit. It's glorious. You do that before they join the Allies, it's wonderfully good. Anyway, we also got protected by the measure of the line, which hurts our planning speed but gives us more max planning, okay. Full employment. So the problem is, after World War I, France, I think as a percentage